Hi, I'm Jan Miller, Food Deputy Editor of Better Homes and Gardens magazine. I'm standing here in the Better Homes and Gardens test kitchen where we have baked and tasted and tested holiday cookies for almost 100 years. We know that cookies are at the heart of many of your family traditions at the holidays, and for good reason. They're a great way to spread cheer, and don't we all need a little extra cheer this year? We're going to show you some of the favorites that we've been working on this year and make a cookie box that you can safely share with family and friends, and maybe a few lucky neighbors. Welcome to Better Homes and Gardens Ultimate Cookie Exchange. At Better Homes and Gardens, we know that Christmas cookies are a big part of how we celebrate holiday traditions. And we know from our readers that there are so many different cookie personalities out there. And our first personality is for the spirited baker. And joining me today is Sammy Mila. She's oftentimes the face of Better Homes and Gardens food videos. Welcome, Sammy.
Thanks, Jan.
And you have some goodies for me.
I do. These are your candied cherries and your pineapple.
Thank you. We are going to make fruitcake bars, cookie bars. I know you don't love those.
They're not my favorite, I will say.
And you're not alone. You have to think about this like less fruitcake, more cookie.
All right, I'm open.
Okay, so we're gonna start in the saucepan and we're gonna melt 1 1/3 cups of butter and 4 cups of brown sugar. And so we're gonna cook and stir this just over medium heat, just until the butter melts and the sugar dissolves into this, and then it needs to cool for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna stir together my dry ingredients. So I have 4 cups of flour, I have a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of baking powder, and I have a little bit of baking soda. And we're gonna crack 4 eggs into our saucepan. Now we're gonna go vanilla. Sammy, I need a little bit of your holiday spirit.
I got you, girl.
Can you share?
Of course.
I just need 3/4 of a cup of rum. The alcohol does bake out as you bake the bars. Can you smell it?
I can smell it because it smells like rum, and rum smells like love.
We're gonna stir in our dry ingredients. Pecans, raisins. Now, if you don't love raisins, you could skip raisins. You could, really, truly, you could change any of the fruit that you wanted to.
I'm honestly kind of excited to try this. It looks pretty good so far.
This is gonna go into my prepared pan. It's not just another shallow pan cookie. They are really tall and full of good stuff. This is gonna go in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. We're just looking for it to be evenly brown and set. And we're gonna finish them off with just a little dusting of powdered sugar. And that is fruitcake bars. Okay, Sammy, what's our next spirited recipe? I kind of have a feeling you might be needing this back.
Your feelings are so right. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make an Earl Grey hot buttered rum. I'm just going to start by adding a little bit of brown sugar here into our mugs. I've got my kettle back here with my hot water, and I'm just going to pour about a 1/2 cup-ish in here. I'm just going to eyeball it here. I've got a couple Earl Grey tea bags here, and I'm just going to pop one of these in each of the mugs for about 5 minutes to really get some of that nice Earl Grey flavor. And then to this, I'm gonna add just a couple tablespoons of rum to each. I'm gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna add a little bit of the spice butter I made earlier. And this is nothing more than just a stick of butter and 1 1/2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. If you don't have pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon will work just as well. Give this a little stir. All right, Jan, drink's all done.
I'm excited about that. And I hope you're excited about a little taste of fruitcake bar.
All right, let's do this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is yummy.
Okay, you've sold me. This is pretty good. I would make this.
Oh my gosh, Sammy, that's a good ringing endorsement. There you go.
Seriously.
Thanks, Sam.
In comparison to like the traditional fruit cake that we know of, it's a lot more tender, it's fluffy, It's sweet, but you have like the pecans or walnuts, I think, that you stirred in that really breaks up that texture. I'm sorry to say it, but I think I'm a fan.
Oh, I love that. Well, it's a good start to our cookie box, and we have more to make. We have more yummy cookies to add to the box, a variation on a traditional cookie, and a complete twist to decorating. This beautiful box is going to bring lots of joy. Who doesn't love a box of cookies at the holidays?
The serveware and dinnerware used in this special presentation from the Better Homes and Gardens Test Kitchen are from the Better Homes and Gardens 10th Anniversary Heritage Collection, sold exclusively at Walmart.
Everything we're making today to go in our cookie box has been tested and perfected right here in the Better Homes and Gardens Test Kitchen. And now, Jan is going to show you how to make spicy chocolate snickerdoodles.
This next cookie is a twist for all you traditionalists out there. Every year we do reader surveys so that we know what you're baking at home. At the top of the list is the snickerdoodle. I wanted to add a little twist to the recipe to make it a little bit more special. So this is a spicy chocolate snickerdoodle. So we're going to start and just blend it until it's creamy. And then we're going to add in 3/4 cup each of brown sugar and granulated sugar. And creaming the butter and the sugar together really helps give your cookie a little bit of a structure. So now we're going to add baking soda. We're going to do a little bit of salt. We're going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper for our heat. But the last ingredient I want to tell you about is cream of tartar. It helps the sugar so it doesn't crystallize so fast. So it keeps your cookies very tender, but it also is the reason that they have that lovely crack on the outside. So let's get that into our dough. And then we're going to beat 2 eggs and our vanilla into this. And then we're going to do a little bit of vanilla. Let's get this blended together and just beat it until it's combined. For our chocolate, we're going to rely on cocoa, and it's just a 1/2 cup of cocoa, and it goes pretty far. So let's get our flour mixed in. All right. Looks like we're ready to roll and scoop. Roll it into the cinnamon sugar, and we're going to put it on a parchment-lined baking sheet. So now that we've got this pan totally full of cookies, it goes in a 350-degree oven, and we're going to bake it about 8 minutes. And look how pretty they look on a platter. Your chocolate lovers are going to love them. They taste like a snickerdoodle with a little bit of chocolate flavor and a hint of heat. Let's have a little taste. Just warming up, and it starts to build as you chew. Delicious. Now Sammy's going to do one more twist on the snickerdoodle. It's a gluten-free version, and you're going to love it.
Here at the Better Homes and Gardens Test Kitchen, we developed our gluten-free flour mix. It only has 4 ingredients, and it's super, super easy to make. I'm going to start with a little bit of white rice flour and some potato starch. These 2 ingredients are necessary for the structure of our cookie. Next, I've got some sorghum flour and then just a little bit of xanthan gum. And that's going to help with the cookie's chew and elasticity, kind of mimicking gluten without actually having gluten. We're all mixed up, uniform, and it is good to go to make our cookies. Start with 2 sticks of butter along with some sugar. And mix this up until it's nice and uniform. I'm going to add baking soda, cream of tartar, and just a pinch of salt to round things out. Next up, a couple eggs. Can't forget the vanilla, gluten-free vanilla specifically for this one. Last but definitely not least is the gluten-free flour mix that we made earlier. I'm going to need 3 cups of this, 2, 3. And that is it for our gluten-free dough. So what makes this the snickerdoodle is that you roll it in sugar and cinnamon before you bake it. So I'm going to take and scoop my cookie dough, roll it in my cinnamon sugar mix, and then I'm going to place it on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Now that these are all done, I'm gonna pop these in the oven at 375 for about 10 minutes and then they'll be ready to go. Look at how cute these look. But these actually aren't it. These are classic snickerdoodles. These are our gluten-free ones, and you can barely tell the difference. And they are equally as delicious. Coming up, we have so many more cute cookies to go in our box.
The serveware and dinnerware used in this special presentation from the Better Homes and Gardens Test Kitchen are from the Better Homes and Gardens 10th Anniversary Heritage Collection, sold exclusively at Walmart.
I always lean towards the most colorful cookies because I think they make the biggest statement. So this section is for the cookie artist, whoever you are and whatever your skills are. The first one is a raspberry marbled shortbread cookie, and it's so easy to do, and the star ingredient is a freeze-dried raspberry. So we're gonna blend these little freeze-dried raspberries. So then you're left with this really beautiful powder. And we're going to add it to half of our dough so that you can marble your dough. And I'm going to start mixing with my spatula, but then I'm going to switch to my hands because there's just some things that are best done with your hands. To marble, of course, you got to have two colored doughs. I just split each dough in half and I start to combine them together so that you do get some marbling, and then we're going to roll it out. And we're going to use a round little scallop cutter, but you sure can cut any shape that you want. I can smell the raspberry. That's the other thing that I love about this. These are ready to go in the oven. They bake at 350 for about 6 to 8 minutes. And you can tell when these are done, they're not going to brown around the edges, but they should be set and their edges should be set. And you can find this recipe at bhg.com/cookiepersonality. What I love about this next dough is that you can get such a big impact on your cookie platters with bold colors, but it's so simple to do. And I'm going to show you today the striped trees that we did, and we'll talk about some of the other things that you see on our platter. We tinted dough 3 different ways, left one plain, and then cut strips and rolled them together so you have a nice smooth surface to work with. But let's talk about these colors because that is what is really hard to get to. It's hard to actually get vibrant colors in your doughs unless you're using the right coloring agent. And so we used either a paste or a gel food color. So that's how we achieve the bright Kelly green that we have here. To get to the forest green, we actually added a little bit of black food coloring to deepen the color. So it turned a little bit more evergreen than it did the bright Kelly green. After all the rolling, and I had some very lovely helpers who did that work for me. It's not hard, it's just a matter of cutting and splicing together. This is where your cookie artistry comes in because you can cut your trees on any angle that you want. So very easy. And again, let your inner cookie artist go crazy and do what you want to do. Oh, he's a good one. So there's our trees. Those bake at 375 for 8 minutes. And because Sammy is a master with the piping bag, you're gonna get some beautiful cookies to add to your cookie box today.
Thanks, Jan. I love decorating sugar cookies. It's one of my favorite things to do during and outside the holiday. I'm going to show you how to decorate a couple of these super cute Santas using the basic cookie cutters you have at home. I'm going to start first with a little red royal icing and make my little Santa hat. So it's just going to be the top of the diamond. So this is my stiff royal icing, and I'm just making some little dots to be my Santa beard. Going back to my red, I am going to outline his hat. And this is why I wanted to flood first and kind of let it dry a little bit. That way, when I'm adding my details, it sits on top. And I'm also gonna add a little red dot right in the center for his jolly little nose. Coming in with a thick black royal icing for 2 little eyes. And then I'm bringing the white back and I'm gonna put a pom-pom right at the top of his hat. Just like that, and you're done. So moving on to our Santa belly, I'm going to take more of this same red royal icing and I'm going to flood the whole entire circle. So next step in our Santa belly is our details. And I'm gonna put 2 lines right across the bottom. I'm also gonna make 3 black dots here for his buttons. 2, 3. And I'm gonna do a little squiggle for his collar and the bottom of his belt. And last, but definitely not least, I'm gonna take this little gold sprinkle and I'll place it right in the middle of his belt. And there you have it, Santa belly. Now that the Santa cookies are done, I'm gonna show you guys how to do another favorite technique of mine, which is a marble technique. So first I'm gonna start off with this red icing that I made earlier. Now I'm gonna take this and drizzle it over my big bowl of white icing, and I'm gonna go front to back, side to side. So I'm gonna start with this cookie, face down, straight into the frosting like this. I'm gonna give it a couple twists, and I'm gonna pull it straight up. And I'm gonna let a lot of this excess frosting kind of drip off a little bit. And then I'm gonna flip it around, and then you get this really cool white and red kind of marble effect. We've still got a lot of cool color. There's a really cool marbling effect in the frosting, but now I'm gonna show you with 3 colors. The effect and the method is still the same, but the color striations at the end are just a little different. So I'm gonna start with my dark green, and I'm gonna drizzle that right into my bowl just like I did my red. And then I'm gonna come and just drizzling my bright lime green over my dark green. Then I'm gonna take my cookie and do the same thing I did with the red. And you can kind of see this really cool marble effect, but now instead of the 2 colors, I've got 3. And that's it. The cool thing about this is that we can take this up a notch. So one of my favorite kitchen ingredients, luster dust. I'm just gonna pour a little vodka right over the luster dust. So I'm gonna get a little bit here on my brush, and then I'm gonna come over to my marbled cookies and do a tap motion over my hand to get this really cool splatter effect. Now that our marbled star cookies are all done, I'm gonna put them in our box. I'm gonna put a red one here in the center, and then maybe this green one right here on top. Oh, and I can't forget Santa. Place them right here on the side. Coming up next, we have one more cookie to show you, and then we're gonna finish off our box.
The serveware and dinnerware used in this special presentation from the Better Homes and Gardens Test Kitchen are from the Better Homes and Gardens 10th Anniversary Heritage Collection, sold exclusively at Walmart.
We've almost filled up our cookie box, but just like the real holiday hustle, we are running out of time. So we have one more baking personality, and that is for our time-pressed treat maker. Because even though you are struggling with trying to get everything done, you still want to bake or at least make a really fun treat to share. This one requires no baking. It's called the Cinnamon Walnut Cracker Bars. It's 20 minutes from start to finish. So let's get going. Line your pan with foil. This calls for 2 sleeves of rich crackers. I've laid them out evenly, and so I've got about 20 to 21 crackers here. Just make sure that your bottom surface is covered so you have a nice even layer. Set aside that same amount of crackers because you're gonna make a top layer. The rest of your crackers, we're gonna crunch up and crush so that they go in the filling. If you've got somebody at home that's really feeling the holiday stress, I always like to start them this way, and you can just crunch them up, get them broken up into pieces. You just need about a cup. So let's set aside a cup from our bag. So you don't have to bake, but you do have to melt. So we're gonna start with 3/4 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna get this going just a little bit. Okay, this is looking good. So I'm gonna add my milk, and I'm gonna add this beaten egg, and we're gonna add a teaspoon of cinnamon. So keep stirring. This is one of those that you need to constantly stir, get it moving, get so that all your butter melts. You can see that it's bubbling all the way through. So I'm gonna turn my heat off. Let's get it off our heat. And we're gonna add our walnuts, and then I'm gonna stir in our cup of crackers. And then just pour over your pan so you don't have to spread so much. Then we're gonna finish with putting our crackers back on, like dealing cards. It's so easy. This is just 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, but you certainly can melt a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips too, whatever you have on hand. Push everything to the edges. Let's put it in the fridge and let it sit for about 4 hours. It's gonna get really nice and firm. And then the most important thing for these is to cut them when they're cold. And you're gonna see they're kind of crackly on the surface, and that's okay. It's just the nature of the bar. They're so yummy, nobody's gonna judge you because your cracker bar has cracks in it. You're not gonna be disappointed. This is a yummy recipe and it's so easy to do. So I also have a clever little packaging idea. If you don't have much time, this is so easy. If you have a brown paper bag at home, just cut out a simple shape, fill it in with colored paper, any color that you have at home, fold it down and punch 2 holes in the top and tie with a ribbon. Or if you have a simple Christmas tree ornament at home, you could hang that on the bag too. It's such a quick and easy gift wrap idea. I could do this even.
I love that idea. It's so cute. Literally, it's just like, I feel like anyone could do that. But for those of you that have a little extra time at home, you can go all out and build these super cute holiday cookie boxes.
Sam, I think we need to put one more treat in our box to finish it up.
Oh
There's
yeah,
one,
you're totally right.
or at least maybe 2.
Maybe 2, why not?
Fill up that space.
Why not? I love our cookie box. It turned out so cute.
And delicious.
Yes, definitely. So to everyone at home, get baking. Share the joy.
And join us in the Ultimate Cookie Exchange.